Hey kids, welcome to section 6.3 account statements. Today we're going to learn how to calculate the new balance on a charge account. Question, have you ever used a credit card? Are you 18? Are you allowed to? Do you know how they work? That's what we're going to talk about today. If you have a credit or a charge card, you will receive a monthly account statement either in the mail or through email. Now, there's not a huge difference between a credit card and a charge card. A credit card is usually, or a credit card has to have like a MasterCard or a Visa or an American Express or a Discover Card logo on it. But a charge card is like Target has a red card, which is just only allowed at Target. You can't use it anywhere else. There's no Visa or MasterCard logo on it. So it's just a card you can use at Target. Versus I have a Meijer card, but it has a MasterCard logo on it. So not only can I use it at Meijer, but I can also use it at Target, or I can use it to get gas at the gas station or whatever. So there is a difference between credit cards and charge cards. So make sure every month that you get this account statement in the mail. It's going to list all the items you've purchased and any other transactions. I actually got an account statement from my credit card in the mail yesterday, and there was fraudulent charges on it, and now I'm waiting on a new credit card to come in the mail. So you definitely want to look at your credit card statements every day. It'll let you see what's being charged to your card so you can see if someone has somehow compromised it or is using it inappropriately. So the statement shows all the activity in the account during a 1 month period. Again, that 1 month might not be January 1st to January 31st, but it could be January 4th to February 4th. It just depends when you started the credit card. Many credit card companies allow you to review your statement online and make purchases by electronic transfer of funds. I have an app on my phone that shows me everything that happens in my account. I get text messages every time someone uses the credit card. So I keep a pretty close eye on everything that happens, and yet still my credit card was compromised. Your account statement indicates what your previous balance is, what your finance charges is, total purchases, payments, credits, new balance. These are all things we saw in the credit card statement in section 6.2. If you don't pay your previous bill in full, the credit card company adds a finance charge. That's the interest that the company charges to your credit account for not paying the total amount owed. Now, if you only remember one thing from me all year long, it's this right here. You can avoid paying interest on purchases if you pay your balance in full each month by the due date. Guys, it's the easiest way to stay out of debt trouble. Only spend what you can afford and pay it every month. So we're going to practice finding the new balance on a credit card. So you take the previous balance, how much money you owe, you add any finance charges, you add any new purchases, and then you subtract any payments that you sent in or credits. Credits are going to be like when you return stuff to a store. It's very mathematical. Return stuff to a store. That's called a credit, and so they'll put the money back onto your account, kind of like when you put a payment, they're putting money onto your account using subtraction. Remember, a credit card is you borrowing money from some big company somewhere to buy stuff, and they only let you borrow so much money before they get angry and start charging you finance charges. So, all right, number one. If Rocky Massimo's credit card has a $1,329.64 balance, and he charged $528.44 in new purchases, what is the new balance? Well, anytime you have a credit card, you take your balance, and if you made new purchases, that's addition. So we're going to take $1,329.64 and we're going to add the new purchases, $528.44. This gives us a new balance of $1,858.08. So again, if you look back at your formula, new charges get added. So we take the previous balance, we didn't have a finance charge, add the new purchases. All right, example number 2, Piper Rothermel's credit card has a $926.42 balance. She makes a $223.50 payment. What is the new balance? Well, a payment is when you send money into the credit card company to take off of your balance. So that means that we are going to subtract. So $926.42 minus $223.50. We have a new balance of $702.92. Again, if you look at your formula, payments and credits are subtracted. The reason why it's in parentheses is because you might not have both. You might only have one. And so I just put them together. All right, number 3, Diego Chavez has a charge account with a previous balance of $112.34, a $3.55 finance charge, new purchases of $87.50 and $115.60, a $100 payment, and a $25 credit. What is the new balance? Okay, I'm introducing a table here, something that you can use to keep track of the problem. If you don't want to use the table, don't use the table. But I'm trying to give you a way to kind of organize your information. So let's see if we can fill in the box. Well, what's the previous balance? The previous balance was $112.34. Do we have any payments and credits? I'm going to put a dot by the numbers that I use. Payments and credits. Well, I have a $100 payment, so I'm going to put $100. I have a $25 credit. Let's put a dot there. I got a $25 credit. I'm going to put it below it because it's the second one. Finance charge. I have a $3.55 finance charge. New purchases. Well, I purchased something for $87.50, and I also purchased something for $115.60. Again, I'm stacking them because there are more than one. Check your numbers. Do they all have dots? Yes. Okay, we put everything in the right spot. Now all we have to do is remember what to do. So you take your previous balance. Payments and credits get subtracted. Finance charges, that's more money you owe, so that gets added on. New purchases is more money that you owe, that gets added on. So all I have to do now is it's a numbers game. Take your previous balance, subtract your 100 and your 25, add your 355, add your 2 new purchases, $87.50 and $115.60. If I do all that, my new balance is $193.99. So Diego came into the month owing $112.34. He got charged a $3.55 finance charge because he did not pay all of his payment. He only paid $100. So he had $12.34 left that he didn't pay. Boom, that's the finance charge. Then he bought some more stuff. He made 2 more purchases. He also returned something, which is the $25 credit. That's how I come up with a new balance. All right, I'm going to show you a second way that you can organize your information. These are kind of different looking tables, different looking problems, same idea. So in number 4, calculate the new balance for each situation. The first one says Gabriella Tagoy received her credit card account statement. She had a previous balance of $350.97. So I'm going to go ahead and stick that over here right by previous balance, $350.97. Keep reading, and a finance charge of 97 cents. So I'm going to put in the finance charge box 97 cents. She made purchases of $22.35. So $22.35 total new purchases. $111.60. I'm just going to add these up because I'm going to find the total. And $76.12. She made a payment of $200. What is her new balance? So notice she had no credits, so I'm just going to, you can put a line through it, you can leave it blank, you can put a 0, your choice. So previous balance we have finance charge, that's more money you have to pay, so we're going to add that. Total new purchases. Okay, I need to add these up, and then I'm going to be able to talk some more. So if I add these up, it's $210.07. New purchases is more stuff I have to pay for, so I'm going to add that. So remember, we're starting with the previous balance. Add the finance charge, add the new purchases. Payments is money I send in to bring down my balance, so that gets subtracted. Don't have any credits. So I can find my new balance by taking the $350.97, adding the finance charge, adding the new purchases, and finally subtracting the payment. This gives me a new balance of $362.01. And they will come for you for that 1 cent. All right, last question. Ted Masterson received his credit card account statement. He had a previous balance of $810.20. $810.20. And a finance charge of $9.27. Bigger finance charge. He made purchases of $230.96 and $27.64 and $55. So we got those numbers. His account was credited $10. That means he must have returned something. He made a payment of $200, which, remember, his balance was $800. So if he only sent in $200, obviously he had some late fees. What is his new balance? All right, so we start with the previous balance. Finance charges are added on. Total new purchases, if I add up the 3 purchases that were made, I get a total of $313.60. That's more money I have to pay, so that gets added. Payments is money that brings down my balance, so I subtract it. Credit is money that brings down my balance, so I subtract it. So to find my new balance, $810.20, we're going to add the finance charge. We're going to add the new purchases. We're going to subtract the payments and subtract the credits. This is going to give us a new balance of $923.07. So kids, remember, if you don't pay off your balance on time, you're going to have to pay interest, and then you're going to pay more for the item that you bought. So be very careful with your money. All right, kids, that's the end of section 6.3. If you have any questions, please let me know. And as always, keep calm and keep trucking.